Hey, what's going on, guys? John Shea here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over a pay-per-call exposed review. So for those of you who aren't aware of what pay-per-call is, I first wanted to talk about that a little bit before we dive into this product and talk about what it's all about. Many of you are familiar with pay-per-click. You go to Google AdWords, for example, you pay Google for specific keywords that you actually want to show ads for, and if people click on those ads, you actually pay for them. Something that a lot of people aren't aware of, and I honestly wasn't even aware of this until very recently, was that you can actually go into Google AdWords and Bing, and you can pay specifically to get mobile phone calls. So when people are on their mobile devices, you can actually run an ad that would show up in their mobile. Like if I search for a plumber in a local area, I click on that ad and it's immediately going to send a phone call right to the business. They don't click on anything. They don't have to like scan through a landing page. Everything is all driven by clicks. But what this course is all about is actually utilizing affiliate networks that pay out based on certain duration calls in given niches. So let's say I would sign up with a specific partner. One of the ones that is recommended in this course is called, I believe it's Ring Partner. Let me double check that. Ring Partner is the one. I'll show you guys this really quick. So what these guys do is they have a whole wide range of buyers. Like let's say they've got a company that's willing to pay $15 for a plumbing call. You can sign up as an affiliate, and every time you send them a phone call, they're basically going to route it to a call center based on the zip code that you provide, that the user provides, and they'll pay you out that payout of, in this case I mentioned $15. The offers obviously vary depending on the niche. They'll pay you out based on how much time that was spent on the call. So if they spend over a minute and a half, then you'll earn that initial eligibility of earning that $15. And in some cases, they'll even give out bonus money if the person stays on the phone for a really long time. So this is pretty much what the pay-per-call exposed course is all about. This website was built by a guy by the name of Raj. He's been doing this for about 5 years. And he's got a lot of free tips on his website. You can go through and actually watch some videos. You can learn a little bit about him, his story, how he quit his job, basically doing pay-per-call affiliate marketing. And he even shows a video here of some profits that he made last year doing some ads that he purchased, and exactly kind of how he set that up and what the actual profits were based on the spend. So it's pretty cool the way that all this stuff is set up. I mean, more or less, what this course it really dives into is all the tips and all the things that Raj has learned over the past 5 years. So what I want to do in this video is kind of walk you through the members area, and then I'm going to show you something that I built based on going through the course. One of the things I'll first mention is that this isn't, some run-of-the-mill like basic WSO you're going to buy for $7. This is actually a full-blown course. It costs over $200. And you're going to spend some time going through this. So let me kind of show you what the breakdown of this is. They actually allow you, Raj set it up so you can actually kind of get like a glimpse of the course. But he built a members area within his own site. So in addition to his free content, he's got a lot of tips and things like that, general articles about how he quit his job, earnings proof, things like that, and different affiliate networks you can join and why some are better than others. And then he's got a couple services which are currently shut down. He had like a campaign setup service and a campaign review service. But let's talk about the members area. So pretty much everything is text-based. You're not really going to be going into this and getting a lot of video. In fact, I don't think there's a single video in the whole membership. I would say that's something that's somewhat of a downside for me, because I would have definitely liked to see a little bit more tutorials on setting things up. But he does include a lot of pictures in terms of what you can get. Let me actually go through. This is more or less the free version, but he really goes through and dives into quite a bit of what's needed to get your campaigns up and running. So you've got to start here. In introduction, he goes through what pay-per-call is, why mobile is so important now, how you can start making money applying to networks, understanding performance of those networks, finding offers, all the things that you need to know about getting started there. And then he dives into building your first high converting landing page. This is a really cool thing. He shows you exact code and gives you recommendations on themes you can build with WordPress. You don't have to go out there and spend like a ton of money every month necessarily on Unbalanced or Lead Pages or all these other softwares like ClickFunnels. You could technically build a WordPress site, and he gives you the exact code you can use to build a really high converting page. So I actually went out and copied that code and built my first landing page, and took me a couple hours to get everything set up, but really wasn't that bad. And now that I've done it once, I could probably repeat that and do it for any niche really fast. He then goes into how to use search ads for pay-per-call. So this is basically going in and setting up like AdWords and Bing. He mostly gives tutorials based around AdWords, but really Bing is pretty much the exact same thing. I would have liked to see a little bit more on Bing in here, as I'm pretty like newbie when it comes to Bing. But AdWords, I found that all the tutorials were very specific. The strategies that he shares are very, very good on how you could go out there and actually start utilizing your campaigns. And there's definitely some really unique tricks on things you can do with keywords and setting up your ads so they're going to be really targeted. You're going to get the best really good feedback from Google. They're basically going to give you a really high score on your landing pages due to the way that he suggests setting everything up. He talks about things like adding negative keywords, different facts about account limits, things like that. And then he goes into advanced stuff like other ways that you can find like brand names to bid on, using ad extensions, which is going to make your ads really stand out, setting up call extensions, conversion tracking, and mastering call only ads. So this is kind of a combination. Again, earlier I mentioned you can set up a mobile ad that only is call based, but you can also utilize normal pay-per-click ads, and those obviously you want to convert really high by getting people to hit your landing page and then pick up the phone. So that's another thing that he kind of teaches, and the way he builds the landing pages are really designed to hit the nail on the head there. He dives into some advanced tools. Let's show you that here. Let's see how you're performing against the competition. Some really secret stuff about getting data from tools like Google Shopping. He shows you how to promote your offers, like to really help them stand out, thinking outside the box and mastering different call ads. He's got some advanced stuff like even setting up your own IVRs, which more or less is like the press 1 to do this or press 2 to do this. As people go through the actual prompts when calling in on your offers, you can set up your own custom prompts so you get better conversions. And then you've got some advanced call tracking there. And he even shows you how to negotiate a higher affiliate payout if you've been getting some good performance with the networks. So overall, it's a really good course. Again, I wish there was a little bit more video tutorials, but again, there's more than enough here to get going with. It's about, I want to say it's like 50 plus pages of content. It'll probably take you a solid 3 or 4 hours to go through everything if you just sat down, and definitely going to take even more time to go apply it. So what I wanted to show you in this video is I haven't actually started running my campaign yet, but I did want to review all the content based on what I went through. I was able to build out this page here. I built a website based around the concrete and foundation niche. So this is a copy of the landing page that he used, and this is actually very much catered to mobile. You can see it doesn't look too bad on desktop, but the idea here is that when someone pulls this up on a mobile phone, it's actually going to be extremely catered to, pretty much people, going and clicking on their mobile device. They've got this tap here to call. There's some cool dynamic swap scripts going on where certain keywords are going to appear based on the keywords they typed into Google. I've used a lot of imagery to make this seem very legitimate, and there's some additional keywords at the bottom. A lot of on-page SEO going on to really help Google, basically give me high quality scores on the ads. So I'm really excited about getting this going. I finally set this all up, and I also was able to call up Ring Partner and speak with them a couple of times just to make sure I had everything squared away. Let me kind of log in, and I'll actually show you what this sort of looks like once you get it going. Let me see here. In fact, let me open it in a different browser because I've already logged in and it's got my password and everything saved. So what Ring Partner is again, more or less, this is going to allow you to set up your own offers. But again, you also don't have to do this. You could also, if you wanted to, you could start selling calls directly to business owners and charge them for that. You don't necessarily need to utilize these networks. You're probably going to make a lot more money if you were to go directly to a business. But again, you have a lot more opportunity using a network like this. You've got tons of different campaigns that you can go and find. So I'm logged into the dashboard, and I'm not going to go through everything because, again, I wanted this to more be about the pay-per-call exposed product, but I just wanted to give you an example. If you come in here, let's say I wanted to run some ads for like quick fix towing, I could basically apply to this campaign, and every call that I can send, I'll, if they maintain a certain duration on the call, then I'm actually going to get a payout of $375. And you can also see here that the hours of operation are 24/7, and I can send the traffic from anywhere in the United States. So this might be a really good one to try with mobile only call ads. These are going to be people in urgent need of a tow, and they're ultimately not going to want to be looking at a landing page to figure out if they're, a good fit. They're just going to go on their mobile. They're probably stranded on the side of the road, and they're going to need a call really quick. So they kind of talk about here, make sure to target big US cities. Small rural areas will not have coverage. Do not target callers with AAA. You want to make sure you're going after people that aren't using like other towing services, basically. So they give you a full breakdown of everything, and then you also have to submit creatives like what's your ad going to look like, what's your landing page, all that good stuff. So they want to make sure you're legit and you're not going to be doing anything sketchy for their offers. Once you get that set up, you can actually get a phone number that you can utilize through the network. So I applied to one for concrete and foundation, again, to match my ad. And I was able to go create a local number based out of a small Ohio town. And I'm basically going to be targeting some cities in Ohio. And I figured, why not make a local number, use that on my landing page, and now I can go run some ads. And if I can send calls and they stay on the phone for a certain amount of time, I believe this one, let's take a look. This one, if they stay on the phone for 1 minute and 30 seconds, then I'll get $4. So my idea with this was not only could I sell these calls to any local business, but I could also send them to Ring Partner and make some money this way as well. Raj does inform that this isn't something that it's going to be like you're going to make all this money overnight. Ideally, the first week or even longer, you may even lose money. You probably want to set aside around $30 to $50 a day in budget to be able to run this. But I was really intrigued by this because I've been dealing with local SEO myself. I've been trying to go out there and land these clients. And what I found was happening was that basically I would get this client, bring them on board, I'd start ranking them in Google, and there was a client that I actually got them into the top 3-pack, and I was charging them $500 for that one listing. We were working on a couple of them, so I was actually charging them $1,000 a month, and I got one of their listings into the top 3 for some of their keywords, and they weren't getting any phone calls. Like, they didn't have any reviews on their listing. It was like a virtual office they were using in some other city, and ultimately they really needed calls, and they just said, you know what, this isn't working out. And I thought to myself, man, if I could figure out how to start driving phone calls, that's really what businesses want. They don't care about having a website. They don't care about how you get the calls. They just want qualified leads. So if you can master, utilizing the pay-per-call methods kind of taught in Pay-Per-Call Exposed, you could go out there and literally apply this to any niche. I did this for the concrete niche, and I actually have a concrete contractor who's in Ohio, and I figured, hey, maybe if I can test this out with Ring Partner, I could go out there and maybe charge the business direct like 10 or 15 bucks instead of the $4 payout. So now I have kind of a backup if things don't work out here with Ring Partner. Maybe I'm having a tough time converting at that low amount. Then I could always send qualified calls directly to a business, and that way you're going to be able to sign them up really fast. Another really cool thing about this, and it's going to make it easier to bring in clients, is if you learn how to master these ads and you start really getting this down, you could potentially just send some free calls. In your case, it's going to cost you some money, but you could send some calls to local businesses and, do that for free initially, like send them 3 to 5 calls, get them to agree to it first, obviously. And then if they really like the calls and they're happy with it, then you just turn up the traffic and, you start getting paid for that work. And, you could bring on a lot of clients that way. You're going to differentiate yourself from a lot of these other guys just trying to offer SEO and all this other stuff that people don't really care about. Really they care about getting more business. So that's why I was so interested in this. If you guys want to check out Pay-Per-Call Exposed, I'm going to leave a link below this video, and potentially you're checking out my review on my blog here. So I'm really excited to have you guys check this out. I think it's a really great course, really good introduction to this. Not a lot of people are teaching what Raj teaches in this. So I think it's definitely worth a look if you've got some money to play around with and you're looking to maybe start working with either affiliate networks or simply start working with local business owners. So again, thanks for checking out my review, and hope to see you on the other side.